You're watching an RH Reality Check production brought to you by rhrealitycheck.org.
Did you know that the federal government has spent $1.5 billion on education programs which their own study says don't work? It's called abstinence education, and a big question for the next president is, will he stop funding these programs and push for honest and comprehensive sex ed? Everyone agrees that abstinence from sex before marriage is a good idea. But that's where the agreement stops and the controversy begins. Here on rhrealitycheck.org, we'll look at how this controversy affected one city, Albuquerque, New Mexico. In 2005, New Mexico received $500,000 in federal funds to teach abstinence education. Here's part one of our story, Abstinence Comes to Albuquerque.
Nestled below the Sandia Mountains, on the outskirts of Albuquerque, New Mexico, is the quiet suburb of Taylor Ranch. Darío and Susan Rodriguez live here with their teenage daughter, Sarah.
Really, I think I only have a teaspoon of carrots.
While in the 9th grade at the high school, Sarah attended a mandatory 5-day-long health course taught by outside contractors. Sarah was surprised by some of what she heard.
They told you about gonorrhea, herpes, and the rest of the sexual transmitted diseases, and then said, well, condoms don't work, and so you're going to get all of these diseases if you do have sex. I didn't understand why people would be telling you these facts, so I told my mom.
When I heard that had happened, that this group was, that I didn't even know who they were. So I pulled out, there's a bunch of phone books in that closet. I went digging into the phone book, looked up CareNet at 9 o'clock at night, called them up, and I said, hello, what kind of what is this? You know, what kind of organization is it? I had never heard of them before. And she says, oh, we're CareNet. We give help to women who have problems with pregnancy. I said, oh, really? What kind of an organization is that? Oh, we're a faith-based organization. And I said, you're in the public schools? He said, yes, we have a contract with the public schools. I said, no kidding. Are you slick?
The course also included some information about abortion.
One of the things I remembered was that at 12 weeks, a fetus was fully developed. It had fingertips and all. That abortion was very scary and was very bad to do because you're killing a live organism.
When we got a hold of their curriculum, they actually said 3,000 people were killed on 9/11, and then compared that to how many babies had been murdered. And that was the first line of their curriculum. The second day, they talked about the bad effects of having sex before marriage. And one was suicide. Pre-marital sex would give you, might make, one of the dangers of suicide, psychological effects. You know, abstinence is not a bad idea. I think you really need to especially young girls don't want to be pushed into having sex. If they have a boyfriend, there are all kinds of things that you feel pushed and the pressure and all this peer pressure, and that's fine. But I don't like this group coming in and politicizing it.
I discovered through my daughter that abstinence only was being taught at her school, and I had no idea what this was. And my daughter came home saying, well, Mom, for the past 3 days, they were talking about, among other things, baby killing.
So Susan Rodriguez marched into the Albuquerque School Board one night to complain, and she hit a raw nerve.
It was one of those things that nobody else wanted to touch, nobody else wanted to get involved in it. You know, they just sort of, okay, you know, fine, you know, next, right, that kind of thing. I mean, it's one of those things it's a lightning rod. You know, people just don't want to deal with these kinds of controversial issues.
Abstinence-only education was being taught by one private contractor using federal money in 25 schools in Albuquerque.
The issue that's come up is not about abstinence only, it's about particular specific
Acosta was upset not just at the misinformation in the curriculum, but also at the tone of the teaching.
I've been an educator for for about 26 years myself, and I know the impact that we can have on young people as educators, and I know the power of appropriate engagement in the classroom. and of helping young people develop their own voice and their own identity and their own presence in the world. Shame-based education is not the way to go. That's not how you learn.
Miguel Acosta's complaints made the front page of the newspaper. More parents got involved, and the controversy spiraled upward.
Look for the next installment of our story on rhrealitycheck.org. Just send an email to orders@stewartproductions.com for your free copy of the full half-hour documentary, plus frequently asked questions with the nation's top experts. Thanks for watching.